Have you ever been asked a question that didn't feel like a question? On the surface, it sounded calm, reasonable, almost caring. But inside, something disturbed you. Not because of the words, but because of what the words were doing. They weren't seeking understanding. They weren't searching for truth. They were pulling you somewhere, without your permission. That's how liars operate. They don't scream, they don't threaten, they don't confront. They guide. They guide your mind, they guide your emotions. They guide the narrative. Until somehow you're apologizing for things you didn't do and doubting instincts that were absolutely right. And the dangerous part? They do it politely. This is not new. The Stoics understood this 2,000 years ago. Seneca warned about persuasion disguising itself as reason. Epictetus warned about surrendering your judgment. Marcus Aurelius warned about allowing other men to rule your inner world. But today, the tactics are smoother, more subtle, more socially refined. And they work, because most men have never been taught how to defend their mind. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to break down 6 of the most dangerous questions liars and manipulators use to control you, and show you how a Stoic, a disciplined, self-possessed man, stands unmovable against them. Not through anger, not through dominance, through clarity, through self-governance. Because when your inner world is solid, no one can rewrite it. Question 1. Why are you making this such a big deal? This question is not logic. It's minimization, disarmament. What they're trying to do is shrink your perception until it fits conveniently inside their comfort. They want your concern small, your boundaries flexible, your instincts negotiable. Because when your sense of importance starts depending on their interpretation, your authority over your own life dissolves. This question shows up everywhere. In relationships, why are you making this a thing? In business, it's not that serious, let's not blow it up. In family, you always make drama out of nothing. And slowly, without you noticing, something happens. You start editing yourself, silencing yourself, softening your awareness. You start feeling guilty for caring. But Marcus Aurelius never built his life on another man's comfort. He built it on truth. Stoicism teaches this. Something isn't small just because another man can live comfortably ignoring it. Some problems are quiet before they are catastrophic. Some warning signs whisper before they scream. And the man who notices whispers isn't dramatic, he's disciplined. So how does the Stoic respond? Not defensively, not emotionally. He doesn't try to convince. He simply states, because it matters. Whether it matters to you or not is irrelevant. And notice this. There's no anger here, no debate, no justification. Only a grounded fact. And when a man speaks facts without emotional weakness, the manipulator loses leverage. Question 2. You trust me, right? This question doesn't aim for trust. It aims for surrender. Because trust isn't requested. It's constructed, brick by brick, day by day, proof by proof. When someone asks you this, they aren't strengthening trust. They're skipping the work. They want the reward without the journey. They want your belief without your reasoning. And that's dangerous. Because the moment you give trust out of pressure, you're not trusting, you're complying. Epictetus warned us, never surrender your judgment to someone else's convenience. This question tries to shut down your ability to think. It paints skepticism as betrayal, caution as disloyalty. But a Stoic never equates loyalty with blindness. He understands, blind trust isn't virtue, it's vulnerability. So he responds calmly. I trust patterns, not promises. Show me consistency. because only liars get offended by that sentence. A man of integrity doesn't fear verification. He welcomes it. Question 3. So what? Am I the bad guy now? This question doesn't address behavior. It hijacks morality. It moves the battlefield. Suddenly, you're no longer dealing with facts. You're defending their ego. They shift the conversation from truth, identity. And now you're supposed to comfort them, reassure them, stabilize them. But Marcus Aurelius didn't comfort manipulation. He observed it. He understood. Men who focus on being seen as good often fear being exposed as false. So when someone asks this, understand they don't want clarity. They want absolution. They're not asking you for truth. They're asking you for permission. A Stoic does not give it. He answers, I'm not labeling you. I'm addressing what happened. Clean, simple, objective. No emotional bargaining. And that one sentence forces accountability back into the room. Question 4. Would I ever lie to you? This is not a question. It's theater. It's the liar painting a moral self-portrait and asking you to applaud. But hear this carefully. A truthful man never needs to announce his honesty. He demonstrates it over time, over consistency, over evidence. This question weaponizes guilt, because if you hesitate, they act wounded. If you doubt, they act betrayed. But Seneca would never sacrifice reality to protect someone's feelings. He taught, no man should be granted the power to distort your reason through emotion. A Stoic doesn't answer emotionally. He answers strategically. He says, it's not about if you would. It's about whether truth is transparent enough that you wouldn't need to ask. That sentence exposes the difference between character and performance, and performances cannot survive under light. Question 5. Are you accusing me of something? This is pure deflection. Instead of addressing the subject, they shift the emotional spotlight onto your tone. Suddenly, you're not discussing facts. You're defending your intention. They want you uncomfortable. They want you apologetic, backing up, softening. But the Stoic does not retreat from clarity. He knows truth does not need to be aggressive to be firm. So he doesn't argue. He doesn't escalate. He calmly answers, I'm observing a pattern. Your response tells me what I need to know. And at that moment, they realize they no longer control the temperature of the room. Question 6. Can't we just move on? This is the final maneuver. When denial fails, when distraction doesn't hold, when emotional manipulation runs out, they use exhaustion. Because liars may not outsmart truth, but they often outlast the tired. They bet on your fatigue. They rely on you wanting peace more than truth. But Marcus Aurelius never rushed truth to feel comfortable. He understood there is no peace built on avoidance, only silence, and silence eventually rots. So the Stoic does not rush closure. He responds, I don't move on from confusion. I move on from clarity. Because unresolved truth doesn't disappear. It waits, and it always collects interest.
The Stoic mindset. Why manipulation fails against disciplined men. Manipulators don't need facts. They operate in emotional space. They need guilt, fear, shame, fatigue, confusion. But Stoicism destroys that battlefield. Because Stoicism relocates control from the external to the internal. Epictetus taught us the foundation. Some things are under your control, your perception, your response, your discipline. Other things are not.
other people's reactions, other people's lies, other people's comfort. Once you understand that, their questions lose power, because they can't manipulate what you don't surrender. You begin to see interaction not as reaction, but as observation. You no longer respond from emotion, but from evaluation. You become unreachable by guilt, unmovable by pressure, unshakable by distortion. Not because you don't feel, but because you govern what you feel. And that is the root of power. Not control over others, control over self. Final conclusion: becoming untouchable. You now know the questions, but knowledge alone doesn't protect you. Discipline does. A liar can only control a man who hasn't mastered his inner world. But when your inner world is stable, they become noise. You will meet them in business, in relationships, in leadership, in family. They will test your reactions. They will test your patience. They will attempt to bend your perception. And most men fold, not because they're weak, but because they don't know how to hold still. But now, you do. Stoicism didn't create cold men. It created unmovable ones. Men who don't shout. Men who don't panic. Men who don't collapse under psychological pressure. Men who simply stand, observe, and decide. That's what makes them dangerous. Not because they dominate, but because they cannot be moved. And in a world that feeds on reaction, a man who doesn't react becomes rare. And rare men reshape worlds. So here's how you complete this lesson. You don't just understand it, you live it. When they minimize you, stay firm. When they guilt you, stay calm. When they rush you, stay grounded. When they confuse you, stay clear. And when they realize they can't move you anymore, they'll do one of two things. They'll stop manipulating, or they'll walk away. Both are wins. You don't chase clarity, you embody it. And clarity doesn't need followers, it creates them. Now write this in the comments, not for me, for you. I choose clarity. No one moves me. And live like you mean it.